Right, there we go. That should be more. Yeah, there we go. Hi, Tanner. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Where do we go? Hmm. That is a very odd world to recommend. That is a very odd world indeed. Hmm. Let's go see what this place is about. Looks kind of nice and warm. Yeah, Tanner, hope you're doing well. Hmm. Hmm. It looks nice, but frame rates could definitely be better. Hmm. It means comfy enough. And they got different sliding system as well. I always like it when there's like new technologies introduced to the world because as the years go by on VR chat, we're always getting like the same kind of like video players that everybody starts using when it become popular and everything, and then you start seeing it more and more. And as the years go by, you start seeing other models for like customizations to worlds, whether it's like colliders, mirrors, just different, settings and everything. And then you got different like video players as well that come and go. Because I think VR has probably had like maybe 3 or 4 different types of video players. I don't know, maybe more. Good evening. I'm doing very well, human. Hope you're doing well too. Looks good though. Question is, I always have houses in VRC. Is where is it exactly, right? I mean, let's be fair. Dolly doesn't have one either in his studio, so. Hmm. I do like the lighting though. The VRC lighting is like getting better and better. But that is always the question, where's the bathroom, where's the toilet, the essentials needed in a house. I mean, at least some of them got a kitchen, but BRC wards are very strange because they only consist of a bed, a TV screen, and maybe a sofa and a few chairs and hey Demi, wah 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 wah. Bet you're doing okay. I'm really looking forward to next week. Lots of stuff to lots of stuff to do. Um, I've got some plans going on in my head as well of what I might want to do. So it's not set in stone quite yet. So um, I'm still trying to finalize the ideas in my head, but I'm really looking forward to this week. Hi Yoshi, hiyo. Mhm. Oh, wow. Just bored. Been watching videos about PCs because I want to upgrade from a laptop and how to build one. Oh, nice. Uh, Me personally, I've just been watching videos about Chernobyl. Hello and Doctor, I keep spontaneously saying songs by by who? How long have you been? How long has this been happening? Ever since I was a young. Oh, for goodness sake! Hi, Killer Cat. Wow. Hmm. Isn't this week you guys are on a ski trip, or do you remember, or do I remember badly? I'm I'm personally not going on a ski trip this time around. So I'm gonna be skipping this one because I did give snowboarding and skiing a go. I wasn't very good at it, and I want to play it safe. And I did get very sick, and on the last 2 to 3 days of the trip. So um, personally, I don't want to experience that again. But I also want to give other people the opportunity to also go, um, since, there's limited space and everything, and, it's always expensive, and I don't have the expense to actually go again. So, nope, not going again this time. But I wish them all the best. I mean, I do enjoy sledding. I mean, granted, it can be a little bit painful, especially if you're using like a traditional sled. It can be a bit painful on your rear when you're going down and you hit those like really hard bumps. It's worse when you crash into somebody or into a pile of snow. Kind of forget it's Sunday. It doesn't feel like a Sunday. Hmm. The one terrain is the rocky. Yeah. I always try to just keep it safe. Like it's not worth, breaking a bone, getting bruised over. Um, but at least I could say I tried it. Um, and I got to, see some really beautiful views as well. So I still had a good time. Plus, I always brought water for others whenever they were thirsty. So I was like kind of like the support of the group. So if they ever need somebody to lean on or stand on whilst they're got their boards to attach to their feet, I'd be right by their side. Or just offer them water because I had quite a few water bottles on me on standby just in case they needed a drink. It was an experience, and you got to meet so many people, I'm guessing. Well, only the people I knew. Um, the food was okay, it was decent, but the views were definitely very nice. Hmm. Just currently browsing what worlds there are. There is one world, I'm not going to mention it, but it's very controversial, and I'm surprised it's there. I can't see it staying there for very long. How so? It's not really something I can talk about on stream, if that makes sense. But let's just say it's dark. Hmm. A lot of these are either copy and paste or just straight up, just look like horror maps, really. Granted, I have been very spoiled by a lot of worlds lately. Hmm. I was thinking private or prototype. I slid once and used an outdoor trash can lid. Oh gosh. That sound. I hope you used a blanket to sit on and put it at least on top of it, because otherwise that would sound very painful or feel very painful. I I also don't want to go to worlds that most people use because I kind of want to try something a bit different. Hmm, could go here, I suppose. Get something a bit brighter. What about new grass station? Grass station. Um, Let me look that up when I load in. Some of these words are a lot more heavier than they should be. I mean, in terms of aesthetics. Nope. And to be fair, it does limit you sometimes. Hmm. Right, let's see. You said new grass station. I've never been to this one. Hi, Anubis. And I get the distinct impression it's probably gonna be very laggy or very heavy and um just in terms of lighting or something. And I can guarantee you 100% it is probably gonna feature a piano. Because every time I go to these worlds, I always hear that piano. It's good looking and shouldn't be too terrible. Okay. I mean, the thumbnail looks nice at least. Whoa. Okay, definitely not what I was expecting. Well, sorry if the camera feels a bit weird. It almost feels like I'm moving it in real time. With that kind of like motion blur. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might recognize this place. I've never been there personally, but I've seen a few streamers I watch use it. New Grass Station. Looks like somebody broke this thing up. I don't know why, but this almost looks like it's leading to a secret area. But it's probably not. No, it's not. I thought it was. It looked like it was gonna lead me somewhere else, but I guess that's just the aesthetics of the world, if anything. So small when it comes to it, it looks so good. Hmm. I mean, with smaller worlds, you got a bit more room for a lot more room for detailing, like shrubs, signs, monitors, that sort of thing. Japanese worlds always have this obsession with water and sky, but there is something about it. This looks like the world you would originally be from. Hmm. Probably. Maybe I am. You don't know. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Let's get camera 2 set up. I wish there was an easier way of steering it. Mm, That should be that should be good. What? Mr. Human, thank you so much for gifting us to Kazumi. Thank you. Get sniped, nerd. Hi, Kazumi. Hmm. I don't like it that I can't. Like, I don't know why the obsession of, like, maybe it has to be a bit higher, maybe that's what it is. But even so, that's just a little bit. I don't know. I mean, it should be fine. Adorable dove spotted. Wah. I mean, Era is also adorable as well. Oh, wait, there's a bird over there. There's a little birdie. What? Here, look. It's a little bird. Is it gonna fly off? I think it's just, exploring the world. Try speaking dove to it. Don't think. Don't think it would, I don't think it would want to listen to what I have to say. Birds normally keep to themselves. Hmm. But yeah, great suggestion, by the way. Thanks, human. It's a very nice world. The funny thing is, though, it runs well on stream, but it feels a little bit taxing on my systems in VR. And maybe that's just like with all the lighting and everything. But on stream, it's running like really fine. Biggest cutie's a dove. She's on Mars. Mars and she's are very cute. They do, unless there is a good bird involved. Ah, I don't know. I really don't know why, but do you ever get those moments where you're gonna do something or say something and then you just have this urge to like sneeze? This is one of those moments. I need to go get a tissue and blow my nose because it's so annoying when I have to like sneeze in the moment when I need to. Be right just a second. Because I am not sneezing with my headset on. There we go, that should be a bit better. I should have muted myself for that. I'm sorry. Mm. Make sure the tracker is okay. Mm. I didn't hear anything. Oh, or well, I didn't. Oh, that's fair. Your AFK animation fits this world really good there. I wonder if I should get a new, like, custom AFK animation or just see what else is out there. So I've seen Demi use a few different ones before. Alright, so in terms of this week or next week, um, obviously VRC is going to be on the list, and depending if we're doing Friends Thursday, that's also a guarantee, hopefully, and if not, we can always have a backup somewhere ready to go. I definitely want to try out the one suggestion that somebody came up with when I was playing Dawn of War. Like, what if I played it with other people? And I thought that was a great idea. Where I could, set up a lobby of like 8 players, essentially. So, we got all of us can play together or something. For any of you that own Dawn of War, the definitive edition, I thought that would be quite fun. So that would probably be one of our first games that we play together, if anyone's interested, of course. Um, Never played Dawn of War. I definitely recommend it. If you love 40K and if you love RTS, it's definitely a big recommendation on my part. Of War game. It's so much more. It's so fun. Space Marine 2, I do want to get back into that because I still need to finish all those missions again. I need to get back to that eventually. some foliage with some very weird glitching. I've also been thinking about dipping my toes into the first Helldivers game as well. Like, part of me really wants to try it out. I've only played it when one of my friends lent it to me. So the wonderful thing is if you own the original Dawn of War on Steam, you get a discount for an upgraded version to go straight to the definitive version. So it's like almost like a 50% discount or something. Um RTS isn't something as a console player I've had the opportunity to get into. That's fair. That's more than fair. I had a phone call. What did I miss? Um Not too much. I just had to blow my nose quickly. So I'm basically just talking about Dawn of War. Because one person suggested, what if we played together? And I thought that was quite a nice idea. Um, I'm willing to try RTS though. It's so much fun. I mean, don't force yourself if you don't want to. Um, I don't know. Thank you for gifting to for gooning for charity. The funny thing is the G is cut off in the chat. So it looks like it says ooning for charity instead of gooning. Um, but I don't know. You should goon for charity. I mean, supporting charity is one thing, but gooning for it is a completely different thing entirely. But nevertheless, thank you very much, whoever you are. Oh, hi, Birdie. Hi. Dane will love this place. There's so many birds everywhere. So yeah, that's definitely an option. Um, I've also had an idea in mind as well. For anybody who likes racing or anti grav racing, I was probably thinking of setting up some races on Ballistic NG. Um, so it's basically if you were a fan of the Wipeout racing series, it's basically that, but a spiritual successor. Because of your avatar just fit this world, I don't know why I think of it. I think it fits quite nicely actually. It almost feels like we're in the sky itself, if anything. I do like the cloud animation rolling by, it's quite nice. What? Clay Foxy, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders. Hi, my name is Dove. Thank you very much for raiding. I'm currently streaming VRC at the moment, so we're just having a chill time discussing games for the schedule for next week. But yeah, hope your stream went well, Kai. What were you streaming, by the way? Hey all. I streamed a retro horror game called Heartworm, wasn't it? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, I did dip into the stream before I was getting set up, so I did watch a bit of that one part where you're in the maze or the hedge maze. I absolutely love it because it gives me like Resident Evil um kind of like vibes or Resident Evil 2 kind of vibes. Um, I did look into Heartsworn not too long ago. It definitely looks very interesting. Yeah, it was like Resident Evil, Fatal Frame, Hybrid. I could try it in maybe in October or something for like maybe for some like Halloween games, maybe. But yeah, it definitely looks like I don't know why, but there's just something wonderful about playing retro games that just give you that kind of nostalgic vibe. Like it almost feels um like a lost piece of treasure that you haven't really explored before, like or a childhood you've never experienced essentially. It's like an alternate timeline of games. It's wonderful. But yeah, very interesting combo indeed. There's a retro game shop, game cafe, and a comic book shop all on the same street. I've actually got three. Cafe, or technically cafe. One is a gaming cafe, and the other three are literally board game cafes. And actually the fifth one, yeah, the fifth one is actually a tabletop place as well. So people can come over and play D&D, or they can play like just wargaming stuff. So yeah, it's quite nice. Speaking of Fatal Frame, I kind of wish they would kind of bring that series back. Um, I don't know if it's on Steam though. I don't know. I think maybe one of them is on Steam. The water one, I think it was called. There's a Warhammer shop in the same city too. Hello, animated there. Hello. But yeah, for those of you who are about to go, I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful afternoon and a wonderful evening. And thank you so much for joining the raid. And I wish you all the best. The guys at the Warhammer shop are pretty chill. Well, they have to be chill because they need to sell you their merchandise as well. So they need to be friendly. So otherwise they can't sell you anything. Hope you have a good rest of your stream. Likewise, thank you so much again. Hope you rest up well as well. Thank you. They gotta hook you up on that plastic crack. Well, there was a time where it used to be metal as well. Like, I remember my first time I went into Games Workshop, I didn't know anything about like 40k or Warhammer or even the Lord of the Rings set that was being sold at the time. Um, because I think my first introduction into 40k was probably the promotion for Fire Warrior, which came out on the PlayStation 2. And I remember buying myself two Tau stealth suits, and they were both metal. And I just painted them completely dark black. And it was funny because my siblings, they all had the starter set to Gondor, and I was just stuck with two Tau figures, and I felt so left out. Eventually, I got some like Lord of the Rings sets like Uruk-hai and some Eastlings as well. So I was playing like the bad guys and they were playing the good guys. They got some Rohirrim, they got some elves. And then eventually I dipped my toe into Warhammer again and got built myself a little Tau army, um, which I sadly don't own anymore. Then I built an Eldar army. Then I built maybe one squad of Space Marines, one squad of Guardsmen, and I think that was probably about it for 40k. But then I wanted to try Bretonia for like Warhammer 40 Warhammer Fantasy, but I got into it a bit too late because the Warhammer Fantasy got discontinued by Games Workshop, so I couldn't really build the Bretonian army that I wanted to. So because Age of Sigmar came around. Mm. I think too, that's true, but there's quite generally quite passionate and just to talk to. Plus, they need to be friendly so as not to spoil the grim darkness of the future. I probably won't ever buy Warhammer minis for a universe, but the universe is cool. I mean, it is a very expensive hobby. It's like one of those sidelines where it's more interesting to watch than to get into. It's like I can't play Eve online, but it's always interesting to hear their stories. Fire Warrior condolences. I've actually never tried the game itself, but there's a part of me that wants to get it on GOG just to try it and see if I can actually beat it. I wanted the Necron Warhammer MG cards. You know, it's weird now because you can't even get the, like some of the original figurines back in the day because now it's like the new sets, it's new upgrades, it's new molds for new figurines. Um, I don't know. I kind of wish they would go back to the old designs, like especially for the Space Marines. Hell, I mean, I would even like just like I can't wait for them to like come out with a Horus Heresy kind of like set because some of the old designs for the old Traitor Legions and the Loyalists look really really cool. Once I get a job, I'll build some Horus Heresy Marines, not even to play. I just think those little guys look neat, especially the ones Mark III armor. Definitely, absolutely agree on that one. I need myself a squad of White Scars just so I know I will procrastinate too much to paint them. Good thing about physical fantasy armies is in the worst case you can just throw the figures at your opponent. Please do not throw things at people too aggressively. I'll keep that in mind, Menu. I always see Warhammer figures that people get for Warhammer. I always wondered how people could afford them. Money. Definitely a stable income and just time and patience, really. It's a lot. It's a huge investment. It's like think long term rather than short term. Follow Mando's gaming vid on it, where he explains. I did watch that vid. It's really really good. I mean, Mando's stuff is always very very good. I highly recommend his channel if you're ever interested in reviews to like old games that you might have played. The Warhammer MTG reconstructed decks are so expensive. The same way people afford things for any hobby really, but money there's instead of other hobbies. Yeah, use the money on it instead of other hobbies like eating. Most hobbies are long-term investments, unfortunately. Yes, true. Food is also important as well, but there are times where I trade food for buying an asset for an avatar because I am still looking for work due to my recent move. Um so I'm still on that board game at the moment because I do want to get a new job so I can have a new steady line of income to come again because I want to feel secure and dependent again on myself. And in case things should break like this headset here, I would like a reassurance that I have a backup just in case, or maybe if a controller gets stick drift or something comes loose, essentials essentially. Use food as a substitute of figurines doing tabletop gaming with friends. Got beaten, enjoy the snack. Or maybe you basically do a bet. If you win against your friend on tabletop, they have to pay for your meal, essentially. So it is a literal fight for survival. It's amazing how nobody in the entire planet seems to be hiring. That is true. I have put in requests. I have sent my CV and I'm still awaiting a reply, which they said they will look into 48 hours ago, and it's been 4 days. since then, maybe 5. So still waiting on that score. So I take it, hmm, hmm. I don't know about you, but for 40k, gaming has been very, very good. I mean, ever since Dawn of War came out, I mean, granted, there were plenty of, 40k games that came out before, which people tend to forget. But, they should never be sidelined because they were there. It's just people never heard about them or looked into them. And they still need to be acknowledged, even though they didn't have as much as a big influence as Dawn of War has by today's standards. But we've always seen it before with lots of franchises like, oh, this franchise is amazing. You know, I've just found it through Dawn of War, and I'm like, it's always been there. It's like the same thing with Space Marine 2 when that came out. People will be like, oh wow, 40k, I'm discovering this for the first time. Same song and dance every time. And I don't know. It's like the same thing like when I was at work, people came up to me like, oh, you need to check out this new series that came out. It's called The Last of Us. It's such a good story. And I'm like, I know it's a good story. It had 2 video games based off it. I just don't like it when people come up to me and tell me something that I already know. It's like reading a book that you read 10 years ago, and then people are like, oh, I do know this scene and that scene. Are like, yes, I encountered it long before than you did. I was interested and in love with it long before you were. Just saying. I wish you good luck with that, Dove. Thank you very much, Anubis. I will get there eventually. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I will get there. Yep, that's typical. Took me about 2 years before I found my job. I think I've had about one, two, three, four. I think I had about 4 jobs. Plus, did a few charity works here and there. Granted, the only reason the first one I had, I was made redundant because the land was sold. Because it was basically sold for housing development. So I lost my job after like over 2 years there. Then the second one, uh, I was there for 2 years and I had to leave it because we were moving to a new location. And another one, I was working there for 8 months. Had to leave that one because the working environment was awful and the boss was barely ever there and the co-manager was barely ever there, and it was not a very good working environment. And then my latest or past job, I've been working there for over 3 years, and I had to leave it behind again because of moving. So if it wasn't for the moving, I'd probably still be working there by now. Dove, did you know the Titanic sunk? Is there a joke in that? It's like they live in a completely different timeline. Well, everyone has to discover things, too many things to explore. Everything depends on how they handle the other person knowing about it. We in 2025, TikTok brain, you just watch TikTok every entire day and you don't remember anything that after that repeat daily. Pretty much. Like when people talk about sports, I can just sit on the side and nod. It's not my world whatsoever. Or when you like nodding and you're pretending to understand when really you just want to leave the room and just do your own thing. Oh, Dev, did you see my post birthday? Oh, hi, Birdie. Went through my feet. Oh, Dev, did you see my post birthday shopping trip spoils? I don't think so. You can If you want, you can DM them to me if you want. So like every meeting ever where you're just sitting and just nodding, hoping you get out. Hmm. Yep, pretty much. Hmm. Huggy Wuggy isn't coming. Okay. Ew, hugs. Don't worry, you got a screen between you and me, so no physical hugs, you'll be fine. I think the worst was last week as I was in Italy on a business trip, but it felt a bit redundant that as I'm just a machine operator. Ek, Ekaka Hot, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you. Sent. Okay, let's have a look. Oh damn, you got a real spoils. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised Beyblade is still going. A lot of magic cards. Nice. Oh, I see you got Ruby, the first anthology edition. I've actually got all of them. They're such fun little reads to have. Really nice. Really good artwork. Yeah, I'm still waiting for volume 10 to come out, so I'm still keeping an eye on that one. So I've got all the special editions for the series. Um, I think as far as volume 5, so I still need to get the other ones as well. Gosh, I remember Blade so well. I remember when the first series was like airing on TV, and we were always just sitting there, just waiting for the next episode. And it just felt so intense, not knowing if our heroes were going to win or lose. Like, who would have thought, like, a simple game like Beyblade would have such high stakes? But it was always so intense and sometimes a bit sometimes a bit scary as well. Did you also play it constantly in school? We were not allowed to play it in school because it was too dangerous. So we just I just played it at home with my siblings. Paige Eyes, thank you very much for following. Thank you. Welcome. My first Beyblade, I think, obviously probably my last one I ever got was Drasil. I don't know why, but I kind of wish I could go back to that moment in Toys R Us and just relive that moment of just getting my first Beyblade. So we didn't have a stadium to put our Beyblades in, so we just had a cardboard box that had a bit of a lid on it. And oh boy, the wall on the cardboard box was getting destroyed by the Beyblades, hitting it so much over time. I remember I used to play Beyblades and I had Ray Striker. I'll send you some images of a new Beyblade. We used to play it in the sinks in school. Oh my gosh, where the drain was a trap, and the best part was one of my friends who had one with the spring on it, and it would just jump out every time. Hmm. Was that the Lenny was it Kenny's like one with like the green one with like, or was it purple? I forget. The one with like the bouncy string where it would just like bounce from side to side. Oh, it was the green one, yeah. I haven't watched the series in so long, like maybe like a year or two. I need to really rewatch it again. I have a rather random question. In the latest video from Lillifan, when you were playing on pool table, I heard you speaking German with another guy I can't remember the name of right now. So I wanted to ask if you were German or just able to speak German. And of course, I would understand if you don't want to share this information on the internet. I'm more than happy to answer your question there, um, Oscar. So I am half German. So I have this little tick sometimes where I would sometimes randomly sneak in a few German words or sentences here and there. I'm not as good as I used to be with my German anymore because I kind of fallen out of practice. Like, I can understand more of it than I can speak it most of the time. Um, Granted, I didn't learn much of it in school. I basically learned most of it from Kinderkanal, or Kika as it's now known, when I was growing up. So I basically learned German from watching Fernsehen. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Thank you for the question. It did not work out well. Of course it didn't. It sounds disastrous. Damn, core memory unlocked there. Sent you new Beyblade stuff. Thanks. You're very, very welcome. Alright, let's see. Oh, damn. Yeah, I didn't have that Drasil. I had the original one. Ah, this brings back so many memories. Although I don't know why, but I just feel numb. I just feel so numb to the new Beyblade designs. I just don't feel anything towards them. They're just a bit too flashy for my taste. I used to watch Kinderkanal so much as a kid. Like, with like Cartoon Network and Kinderkanal and sometimes Fox. That's where I got a lot of my experiences from watching anime, whether it's like Dragon Balls Z or Zoids, Beyblade, Pokemon, or Heidi, Nils Holgersson, and to name a few others as well. So I watched a lot of it, a lot of stuff. So I would hop back and forth. Sometimes in the morning, I would watch English channels or cartoon channels, and then in the evening, I would sometimes watch Kika afterwards, especially when I got back from school. So I am also half German. Nice. It's like the best of both worlds. It's like when you get, like, I actually baked a German dish yesterday for dinner. It was so good. Yeah, they remade the OG ones and the new system. Yeah, but it's not the same. I mean, it's not the same design or the same mold, which is annoying because the blade for the Drasil actually stuck out over the metal ring, and it would have these little metal balls at the back on the bottom to balance the Beyblade. Mine was always like really stubborn, so it had a lot of stamina. So it would just take hits rather than, strike. It would just like kind of stay in a position. New Beyblade is pretty damn fun, very fast. Them being metal is cool. I mean, I heard they went away from that alternative system to Beyblades where they were like rolling instead of spinning. I don't understand what they were trying to do with that. I mean, yes, it's a toy merchandise and they're trying to try new things, new ideas, but it just never interested me. I used to hate them being metal since they would destroy the plastic ones. I kind of wish they would have a bit of both, so it has metal and plastic. Yeah, Bay Wheels, nobody liked it. I mean, right? I'm not surprised, to be honest. Hmm. Mm. This world is very nice, though. The blade is metal, the rest is plastic on the new ones. Plus, you can't use old ones in tournaments. Oh, that's a shame. You're half German, so what's the other half? My half is Polish, but I can speak very much only very simple words. So my other side is British. So half British, half German. It will never be like the golden days. That's true. But so won't everything else. Like we should all appreciate what we had in the past and be grateful we actually got to experience those moments because future generations are never going to have what we had. And to me, that's very special. Yep, same. I wish I kept mine as well. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, one of the blades on Drisil did get damaged, so it's probably one of the reasons I gave it up. I don't know. Hey, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing very well. Hope you're doing very well, Gabriel. Well, as a kid, one never really is that rational. True. I'm doing alright. Nice. Mm, Track, are you gonna disconnect again? Or are you gonna stay? You gonna stay? Good. I feel like I'm waiting for a train that will never come. But yeah, I could definitely see why people would pick this world as a backdrop. Bear with me, I am just gonna tighten the strap to my right foot because it decided to I'm not gonna be there anymore. Granted, I do need to buy some new straps eventually. Probably better ones because I've currently got the, is it elastic I'm thinking of? It's the ones where they just um you kind of fix them and it just sticks or something. I forget what it's really called. What's this world called? This world is called, I think it was called New Grass Station. Yeah, this world is called New Grass Station. I got a Beyblade from second series and a couple from the third, but Beyblade X is just higher quality. I'm glad they went to higher quality there. I'm sure that was something people have been asking for a while. Hi Dev, hi Shy. Hope you're doing well. Thanks, you are very welcome, Janjo. I'm literally just waiting for you to grow angel wings or whatever because of this world. I mean, that, do you know what would be really cool? Is if I I don't know, just have a scenario where I just grab the camera and just fall and then just pull the camera with me, you know? I would try that, but I think my head would bonk against the railing. I mean, that would be either cinematic or a big flunk? Look, I'll show you. So if I were to, so I've got a bed behind me, so I could probably manage it. If I stood on the edge just enough, I could, like fall off and bring the camera with me with like some cinematic kind of like area, but I'm scared I might just hit my head on this, or there would be such a large hitbox in this gap that it just wouldn't register. Unless of course this is not a hitbox, it's just I'm pretty sure it's a hitbox. I mean, look at that. It's gotta be a hitbox. So I don't think it would work. It would be cool though. Yep, I'm well as well. Thank you, Shy. Yeah, luckily Hasbro don't really have that much control over the making a Beyblade. Thank goodness for that. Now, so they can't cut costs. That's good to hear. That would be pretty cool. You are, and it's something you have to live with every day. Well, just double jump like everyone else does. I mean, there's a part of me that actually does want to try, just for the sake of trying, you know? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna give it a go, but I don't think it's gonna work. Just gonna put a pillow here for safety's sake. Okay. Right. Right. Don't know if this paneling is. I'm just gonna try this. Okay. Okay, that could probably work. Right. Just trying to edge over. Just enough, you know? Mm. Don't worry, I will judge your form with goose or I mean that's fine. I mean it's only a suggestion. Right, you ready? What? What? That looked better in my head, but the hair started going through, so probably not. I didn't consider my hair, but hey, we gave it a go. Are they still metal? Yeah, they are. Well, some of them are anyway. Right, let's see where the camera went. What? There we go. And now we are back to our original broadcast without falling off the edge. How old are you, Dove? That question I might keep to myself. Honestly, I got into the new Beyblade because of the show. It's just generally just as well written cartoon that so many happens. So to be focused on a toy, mm-hmm. That was kind of cool. But yeah, sorry. I mean, I gave it a go, but just think of Dove as Gran. What does that even mean? I think we should have played Angel with a shotgun when you did that for. No, it needs to be like Oh, what was that one song called? Oh, I'm trying to remember what they were called. Like Sing for the Year or something, what it was called. Can't remember. You know that song that people use when Kratos jumps off the cliff, and some people use that one song in their memes. I can't remember the song because mm, basically that was what was going through my head. Dream on, that's it. Thank you very much, Ironic. That was the one. You know what I think you might be right about that. Mm, wow. Thank you for your understanding, Oscar. This world kind of reminds me of Air Gear a little. Hmm. Have you ever noticed that a lot of animes feature a lot of sky, like kind of like sky worlds or sky civilizations? I think it was like, was it Aerosmith I'm thinking of? I think they were called Aerosmith. Yeah, because I think they're so bright. Yes, it is Aerosmith. I knew I didn't forget. I'm telling you, if you see an angel looks exactly like Dove in this world, and then that means Dolly kidnapped her when she was a baby. Flying is cool. I mean, granted, actually, to say Dolly didn't kidnap me. I broke into their studio by climbing over their fence. So I basically broke into their studio whilst they were painting, found a small canvas and a brush, and just started sketching Dolly from behind. And that's basically how we met. What do you mean? Angels are based off their design of a dove. The closest thing I had to wings was my wing crown from my wedding. Sounds about right. Hmm. Do you know what really sucks? There's so many games and so little time. Like, it's gone to that point where there's like new games I want to try, and there's old games I want to revisit. And I feel like I just, when I always wondered what would have been if I'd streamed a lot earlier. If I was more knowledgeable of how things worked, I probably would have tried this a lot sooner. And I kind of regret not doing so. But then again, better late than never. Because, if I did try earlier, I probably wouldn't have not got to this point. It would have been a very different outcome, I think. Copyright. Well, I didn't know you were about that life of out of here breaking into houses. I agree. Become full-time Roblox player, multiverse for all. Considering the current politics, I mean, I did dip into my toes into trying it when I used to be on console because my friends were playing it and I was just a little bit curious and I tried it once and I was like, no, it's not for me. Man, just left. But I gave it a go, but no, it's not for me. But again, Roblox is one of those scenarios where it's more interesting to watch what is going on rather than being part of the inferno, if you could say. We gotta have a Warcraft 3 Battle.net stream one day. So I was graciously given Warcraft 3 by a friend. I don't know if it works. I would try to give it a go. Because it's, and this is the original one because I'm not too fond of trying the reforged version. Um, Hi Birdie. And I'm not sure I want to go to Battle.net because of Blizzard, if I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's bad enough that they told GOG to remove the first and the second Warcraft off their stores. Thankfully, I was able to get both of those games before GOG had to take them down. But, and props to them, GOG have stated they will still support those games when you've purchased them, so you can still play them. They'll still be maintained and operational. So those will stay, they won't be taken away from you. So that's wonderful news because I am not getting it from Blizzard because no, I am done with Blizzard. They had such great franchises under their belt, but they made so many wrong decisions. It's such a shame because ever since the original three founders left, it was basically the beginning of the end of one of the last AAA developers that I trusted, and now it's gone. So it's a real shame. Blizzard can go get bent. Yeah, no, not Reforged, only the original. No, like the old Battle.net where you would find old meme maps. I remember I never tried any of the meme maps. I only tried like the original campaign and nothing else. Dolly, welcome, welcome. How was your stream? So I'm surprised you didn't come into the stream with just Monica. Just saying, missed opportunity there. But hi, Dolly. Hope your stream went well. Just Monica. There you go. Is that the adorable Nylon? Yes, it is. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. I almost said streamers. Welcome there. Welcome. Hi everyone. Welcome raiders. Thank you very much for raiding. I hope Dolly kept you all nice and comfy this evening. Um, if you haven't checked them out, they are wonderful. They do art and VR. So if you ever, like art and shenanigans, I highly recommend you to check them out. Also, they're my father, so you have to check them. They're totally not biased, by the way. Definitely check their content out. And for those of you who are about to leave, thank you very much for joining the raid, and I wish you a wonderful morning, afternoon, and evening. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the follows as well. And Lucia, thank you very much for the follow. Yono Yui, thank you very much for the follow as well. Just deletes. Huggy Wuggies, you got it. I love how even if I quit out of the raid on Dolly's side, it still tells me I'm a Dolly raider. I'm a mod here Twitch. I'm a mod here to Twitch, you silly goober. I do have to go now. Have a very good night, Dove. Always joy with your streams. Thank you very much for joining, Human, and I wish you a very wonderful evening. Thank you, thank you. Much love, thank you. Now that I think about it, 'cause I was gonna keep this one short and sweet. I'm thinking of raiding a certain kitty cat who is currently playing a wonderful childhood game of mine called Spyro. At least that's what Twitch tells me. So yeah, we are going to raid Catsy. For a split second, I thought Dolly materialized behind me. Short and sweet, just like Dove. Shut up. Not short. Spyro. Spyro the Dragon. Hi, Lucifer. Hee. So yeah, we are going to raid Katsu. And I think our message... what should our raid message be? Anyway, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you. Thank you. That brings back memories. It sure does. 100% the whole Spyro Brilliant Trilogy when it came out. I still need to try that because it is in my library. I definitely need to play that someday. And I just have not got around to doing it because I've been distracted by so many other games and mostly VR chat as well. So that is a my bad on my part. Okay. They're good. It's very fun, just a shame Spyro doesn't sell like Crash does, didn't it? I thought it did better than Crash. Or I might be wrong. You will get a cameo from Dolly before we go on the raid. So they're just loading into the world right now. I really hope they make a reimagined trilogy for the other three. I mean, I tried all of them, but I do remember owning the Elijah Wood series that came out years later, and it was a very bizarre take, but it was different, but it just didn't feel the same that I had with the original. It wasn't bad, it was just a different take on it, but it's miles better than what came afterwards. Because yeah, I don't want to think about that, what they did to Spyro. No, unfortunately Spyro didn't sell as well, hence why Crash got Crash 4. And Spyro is going to just have a main role in Cancel Crash 5. Aw. I mean, Crash Bandicoot was also a great series as well. Yeah, world is very chill. I'm thinking of making it my home. I definitely recommend it. Hi, Dahlia. But yeah, wish Katsi all the best for me. Lots of love. And just a bare warning, this is intended for mature audiences as well. How was Monica?
I didn't draw her.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, don't let her hear you say that out loud. She could be watching.
She's always watching.
I know, just Monica.
A bit of a death wish, apparently.
So yeah, here's your quick deli cameo.
How high up are we?
Too high to see the ground.
Okay, one guy is probably gonna catch this.
What did you
So,
drop?
you know, like a penny can kill someone, right? If you drop a penny like from a high distance, right?
Oh my
Well, if you drop
gosh.
a cup of matcha tea, can that do any damage?
I don't know.
And if so, do do they will they survive?
No. Anyways, bye bye.